Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4.
I'd be happy if we have snow, but if we don't have snow, let's bring on the sunshine, right?
Oh, exactly. Well, Wisconsinites enjoyed the unseasonably warm temperatures today.
People are out walking dogs, playing basketball, and enjoying the sunshine before the weather takes a drastic turn tomorrow.
All of southern Wisconsin will experience the rapidly falling temperatures overnight. There's expected to be a 50-degree swing in just 12 hours.
Icy road conditions and possible snowfall is in the forecast, so do not pack your favorite winter sweater into storage just yet.
We're continuing to track alert day conditions.
Let's send it out to the weather patio for a check of the first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Charlotte. Right now in Dane County, still very nice, but parts of our area are starting to see that temperature fall, but still around 70 degrees in Dane County. The temperature reached 69 degrees in Madison, which not only broke the record high for today, but that's the warmest temperature ever recorded in the month of February for Madison. So incredibly mild temperatures across our area, but looking off to the west, 55 in Prairie du Chien. Temperatures are starting to fall for the western portions of our area. Temperatures won't begin to fall for Madison as well as the central and eastern portions of our area until after sunset. But we are going to see that big swing in temperatures like you mentioned. But we also are going to see some severe weather. Now, the severe weather will mostly stay to the southeast of Madison, and the strongest storms will even stay to the south of our area. But we could see a storm or two produce some high winds and hail, maybe even an isolated tornado. And right now there's actually a tornado watch, not for our area, but just to the south and east of Rock County, also to the south of Jefferson County. So it is possible that a tornado could possibly creep up into Rock County. For those of you near Beloit and Janesville, you folks have the best chance to see that severe weather this evening. But alert day conditions will continue overnight as those temperatures will plummet. And as they mentioned, 50 degrees in 12 hours is definitely possible. Could even be more of a temperature drop if we take the 70 or the 68 to 70 right now and compare that to the possible 15 degrees we will see by sunrise tomorrow morning. So here's a look at the current radar. I mentioned the tornado watch to the south of our area. Starting to see some rain form just to the west of us, but we likely aren't going to see any thunderstorms until a little bit later in the evening, kind of around 6 to 8 p.m. But looking at the severe weather outlook, this does include pretty much all of Rock County and a good portion of Jefferson County, as well as small portions of Greene, Dane, and also up north in Dodge County. Now, there's also an enhanced risk for far southeastern Rock County in our area, but the strongest storms will stay to the south and east of us. But I'll take you through the timing of not just the thunderstorms, but also the temperatures and the pretty gusty winds we will see. I'll have all those details coming up a little bit later.
Meanwhile, fire danger is still high in Wisconsin. This is the DNR's fire danger map. Nearly all of Wisconsin is yellow. That means wildfires could start and spread easier. They're also harder to bring under control. During high fire danger, the DNR can impose burn restrictions on certain areas, and the agency is asking you to avoid all outdoor burning, including camp and bonfires.
Before tomorrow's drastic swing in temperature, download our free First Warn weather and traffic app so you can stay up to date on the changing weather in your area.
Sherry Starr, the widow of Packers legend Bart Starr, has died. Sherry and Bart moved to Green Bay from Alabama after he joined the Packers and soon became involved in community and charitable events. The two became heavily involved in Rawhide Youth Services, and she later became involved in raising money for cancer research inspired by the death of Coach Vince Lombardi. That work continues through the Starr Children's Fund. Sherry Starr was 89 years old. Well, Macy's has announced its main department store brand will close approximately 150 locations they've called underproductive.
That's part of a company's shift to a new strategy titled A Bold New Chapter. But as our Kyle Pozorski explains, the change is part of a broader shift in the retail sector. Kyle?
The company has not said which locations will be impacted, and this includes Madison's sole location at the Hilldale Shopping Center. But as UW-Madison professor Cliff Robb tells me, it indicates labor market concerns among some of America's biggest businesses. He says this is a shift from the past 4 years of businesses being impacted by the effects of inflation and the COVID-19 pandemic. Until recently, consumers were tightening their wallets, but now that's not as big of a factor compared to a severe labor shortage, and that's leading to a drop in productivity. He says this is the main reason for a shift in Macy's strategy.
You have a whole store that's fully staffed, and if you're not seeing enough foot traffic in some of those stores, you can kind of see that's an easy way to kind of get to bottom line adjustments.
Rob tells me that this is a bit of a bet for Macy's, saying it remains questionable if a shift away from brick and mortar is the best long-term approach. The company says its plan is to streamline fulfillment as well as improving inventory planning. The company goes on to say the closures will take place through 2026. And again, they have not said which locations will be impacted, although a closure at Hilldale could certainly have an impact on the many other small shops located there.
Thank you, Kyle. Governor Tony Evers says he's prepared to veto a bill that would have provided tens of millions of dollars to fight PFAS pollution, but it would also have cut the State Department of Natural Resources enforcement power. Evers called the bill a poison pill and criticized the Republican-led legislature for blocking the $125 million for PFAS mitigation that was agreed to during budget negotiations. The governor urged Republican lawmakers to reach a compromise in order to unlock that funding. Also at the Capitol, a new ethics complaint against the campaign that tried to unseat the state's powerful Assembly Speaker.
Political reporter Will Keneally breaks down what went wrong and what happens next.
Well, a group of Republicans last election cycle ran a primary candidate against the incumbent Assembly Speaker Robin Vos in his district. So now let's say that you wanted to back his primary opponent. The max that you can donate to that campaign is $1,000. But let's say you donate instead to a county Republican Party office and they donate to the campaign on your behalf. Now that's a way to get around campaign finance laws, but that's illegal here in Wisconsin. Now a complaint by the State Ethics Commission alleges that a group of those supporters may have committed felonies by steering funds through those county parties.
You can basically reroute the way in which money gets flooded into some of these elections. And so now you see outside money being poured in through committees, through certain coordinated campaigns.
Now, the ethics complaint implicates not only a handful of state Republicans in the alleged scheme, but also a fundraising committee founded by former President Donald Trump. Now, we'll have more at 5 on how they steered that money through those county parties.
Will, thank you. In national news today, congressional leaders from both sides of the aisle met with President Biden at the White House today.
Yeah, they're looking for a bipartisan path forward, just days before a deadline to avert a government shutdown. While the negotiations over the budget, border, and foreign aid drag on, payroll for government employees, military service members, and their families hang in the balance. If lawmakers don't reach another agreement by this Friday, agencies including the Departments of Agriculture, Energy, and Transportation will run out of money, and the Departments of Defense and Justice set to run out next Friday. The president has also indicated a ceasefire in Gaza could be at hand, saying Israel has agreed to pause its offensive during the upcoming Muslim holy month of Ramadan, if a deal is reached to release some hostages held by Hamas. But both Israel and Hamas downplayed that the idea that a breakthrough was imminent.
Voters headed to the polls in Michigan today, where Donald Trump has predicted a monumental win. But on the eve of the primary, Nikki Haley told voters the former president is a sinking ship. Michigan is a critical swing state, and the primary there also presents an important political test for the Biden campaign. That is because Michigan has the largest concentration of Arab Americans in the country, many of them angry about the president's position on the war in Gaza. Michigan poll locations close at 8 p.m. local time. When your washing machine breaks down, do you repair it or just wash your hands of it?
Or do you go shopping for some new clothing? Okay, Consumer Reports is showing us how to know when to fix it or nix it.
You wouldn't pour OJ this way, and you don't have to pour paint this way either. Try Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint in the twist and pour container with a built-in spout. Easy to hold, open, and pour. Only at Menards. Dutch Boy paints make transforming your world easy.
Washington's proposed capital regulation comes with a steep price tag. and they're forcing Americans to foot the bill. Their new plan will make loans more expensive, increasing the cost of mortgages and car payments. And it will hurt small businesses, making it harder for them to access credit, meet payroll, and run their operations. All while budgets are already stretched by inflation and an uncertain economy. Washington needs to know. This capital regulation is another bill Americans can't afford.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Here's your parachute. Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Welcome back. The Department of Education announced updates to the form prospective college students fill out for financial aid.
Now, the first update to the free application for federal student aid form, also known as FAFSA, involves how the department calculates the amount of aid students will get. Under the new guidelines, 7.3 million students are expected to be eligible for Pell Grants. The department is also going to send support personnel to lower-resourced colleges to do needs assessments and help schools with student aid offer packages. The third update is a faster approach for processing student records.
U.S. home prices hit an all-time high in December. Data released today shows prices were up 0.2% from the month before. It continues a streak of 7 record highs in a row in 2023. December prices were up 5.5% from the same month a year ago. Meanwhile, prices in half of the 20 metro markets beat prior records in December after accounting for seasonal impacts. The Federal Trade Commission is suing H&R Block over issues tied to its online free file option. The FTC alleges H&R Block makes it difficult for consumers to downgrade the less costly packages and misleading many into thinking they qualify for free filing. The FTC also accuses H&R Block of deceptive marketing when advertising its online free filing option, not making it clear who actually qualifies for the product. A hearing date has not been set.
The price of a Wendy's Frosty could change depending on when you order it. The fast food restaurant announced it will start testing Uber-like surge charging in 2025. Wendy's hasn't released many details, but the change is part of a $20 million investment in digital menu boards. Surge pricing is common with event tickets and ride-hailing apps, not the Frosties. Is nothing safe anymore? Frosty sounds good today. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Yeah, but tomorrow there's going to be a big change in the temperatures as we've been talking about. But before that, we are going to see some possible severe weather. Now, this will mostly be to the southeast of Madison, those of you closer to Iowa and off to the north and west, even Madison, likely not going to see much severe weather. But for areas near Janesville, Watertown, and Jefferson County, high winds and hail, maybe even an isolated tornado is possible. But alert day conditions continue for all of us during the overnight hours. This is when the temperatures will plummet. Some of those areas to the west have already started to see those temperatures fall. But when it's all said and done, we'll see the temperatures about 50 degrees or more colder than what they are right now. And it will likely lead to some icy roads, as any rain that does fall will likely freeze over, and we also could see up to an inch of snowfall. So here's a look at the severe weather outlook. Marginal risk for portions of Dane County, also portions of Greene and Dodge County, all of Rock and Jefferson County under a severe weather outlook, but slight risk as you go further south and west, and as you continue to go, or south and east, excuse me. If you continue to go south and east, you get into that enhanced risk. And it's been a month of first for this year. We had the first tornado. This is also the first time an enhanced risk has been in the state of Wisconsin in the month of February. We also had the warmest temperature ever in the month of February today. So it's been a very wild February. But if we look at what specific hazards we're going to see, wind not quite as much of a hazard, but the hail does look to be probably the biggest hazard for our area, as there's about a 15% chance to see significant or severe level hail for those in yellow and a 30% for those in red within 25 miles of your location. Now, these black lines indicate that the possibility of significant hail is there, which is hail about 1.75 inches in diameter or larger. And as I mentioned, we do have a very small tornado risk. The tornado watch is to the southeast of our area, but very close to those of you in Rock County and also in Jefferson County. So looking at the forecast, the storms will move in a little bit later in the evening, kind of between around 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. and impact our area through around 8 to 9 p.m. Again, mostly to the southeast of Madison, but Madison could definitely see some rain, just not expect to see severe weather. And this will clear out by around 9 p.m. as it impacts the eastern portion of our area. And will be dry for the most part during the early overnight hours, but as temperatures fall, we're going to see some snowfall. Now, we'll only see about 1 inch at most, but I already talked about any water on the roads will likely freeze over with the temperatures falling, but the snow will clear out rather quickly by Wednesday morning. So here's a look at that temperature drop. Right now we're still near 70. We'll be in the 40s by the later evening. By midnight we might be in the 30s, especially places west. Some places west may be in the 20s by midnight. And then tomorrow morning we might be in the teens. And the winds are also going to pick up, and cold temperatures and wind equals wind chills. So we're going to be talking about wind chills below zero. It's 70 right now, and by this time tomorrow morning, the wind chills will be very cold. So quite the change. But after tomorrow, it's going to warm back up into the 40s Thursday, 50s Friday, and then 60s for the weekend, possibly record highs again by Sunday.
Okay. Here we go.
Get ready.
Well, the turnaround the Wisconsin men's hockey team has had this season has been nothing short of historic.
Currently, they're the #4 ranked team in the USCHO poll. And with only 2 more games left on the schedule, it will be a big weekend at the Kohl Center as Wisconsin hosts Michigan State. The Spartans are currently first in the Big Ten, so the stakes are at the highest for a battle for the Big Ten regular season title.
I could have told you this team had something special, but at the same time, you just got to go out there and let the play speak for itself and see how you fare in the end. So, I like to say deep down, I really knew that we had this in us, but it's really great to see it come true.
The Badgers don't play until Friday night at 8, so before then, make sure to tune in to Friday night's Wisconsin Huddle show on Friday night at 6:30. It's one of the major appliances in your home, and what do you do when your washing machine decides it's gone through enough cycles and just stops?
I like the idea of shopping for clothes. It is the age-old question every homeowner will face: to repair or to replace. Shane Hogan says Consumer Reports has what to consider before you fix it or nix it.
The 14-year-old washer in the Preto home was on the fritz.
I was afraid that if I spent the money to repair it, it would just go out again soon. And frankly, I'm surprised it lasted this long.
Instead of rolling up the sleeves to repair, the family headed to a home improvement store to replace and buy new.
What you should really consider if you're replacing an appliance that's broken is how severe the repair is and what it might cost to fix, how old the appliance is, and how much you paid for it in the first place.
With washers, factor in use, too.
With a refrigerator or something, they're all getting the same amount of usage in a typical household most days. They're on all the time. With a washer, if you live in a family with a lot of children at home, if you're doing a ton of laundry, multiple loads a day, in some cases, even if the washer is only a few years old, it might make more sense to replace it because it's just had that much wear and tear on it.
We have a toddler. We do at least 1 load of laundry a day.
But say you paid $1,000 for your washer 3 years ago and only do a few loads a week. a repair might be the better financial choice.
Before you go calling a service person for your washing machine, it makes sense to look at what's actually going wrong. Start with a simple online search. Look to see if there are any recalls on the washer or if there are any simple fixes like a clogged filter or a kinked outlet hose. Lastly, you want to check the intricacies of your warranty to see if it's something that might have extended coverage that you can get repaired for free before you place a call to a service person.
Hopefully we won't need a repair anytime soon.
This is Shane Hogan.
If you do decide to ditch your old washer, consider the environmental impact.
If you're having it hauled away by the retailer that sold you a new one, ask if that old one will be recycled or see if your nearby recycling center will take it.
Consumer Reports has an interactive tool that leverages product costs, depreciation rates, and survey data to help you make the right choice to repair or replace. We have a link to that on our website, channel3000.com. 46 seasons later, and viewers still aren't ready to vote this reality show off the island.
We're going behind the scenes of the new season of Survivor and showing you what to expect from the latest group competing.
Every single day, we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Nominate the Best of Madison online today, including Harker Heating and Cooling for Best Heating and Cooling. Nominate Harker and all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day one, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up.
Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows. From Scott the Window Guy at AHT Wisconsin Window.
I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core composite frame triple pane window is the most energy efficient window made for Wisconsin, no matter what the season. Respond now and get $225 off each window at scottthewindowguy.com.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
News 3 Now and Vortex present The Spirit of Service, a tribute to those who've gone above and beyond in our community. Over the past few weeks, you've nominated a veteran in our community who's making a real difference. Now it's time for you to vote for the finalists. Visit channel3000.com, read their stories, and vote for the deserving finalist. The lucky winner will be announced on March 11th. The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
Gruber Law Offices, Gruber Law Offices, Gruber Law Offices. For over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices has had one goal: to provide top-notch legal services. One call, one call, one call, one call, that's all.
It is hard to believe, but tomorrow night, the groundbreaking reality series Survivor returns for its 46th season.
Seems just like yesterday. Well, 18 new castaways will embark on the adventure of a lifetime in hopes of winning the title of Sole Survivor and the $1 million grand prize. Host Jeff Probst has behind-the-scenes look at what could be the best season of the new era. Check it out.
This is so crazy.
I like to be looked at, so let's give them something to look at.
Survivor! Boom, shred manifested.
For Survivor 46, we are back for the 6th iteration of this new era with a group of players that are not only big personalities, but are taking the game to a new level. Because the 90-minute episodes worked so well in Survivor 45, we get to do it again in Survivor 46. In addition, this season, we have a 2-hour premiere, and episode 2 is also 2 hours. We get to spend more time with the players because we have time to show that. And this group is funny. I had a smile on my face every single day because even though they are still playing this game and trying to figure out how to maneuver, they're doing it with a personality that's fun to be a part of.
Anything thrown at me, we take it on the chin. There ain't no phase in the amazing, I guess you can say. And I wanted to be an amazing player.
I'm like a coconut. Coconut is hard, but you break open me, I'm one of the sweetest.
I am a vocal leader, so I'm used to being the center of attention.
I've heard the criticism that I've become a little too soft. I hear you. You got it. Maybe I need to bring a little of the edge back, and I think you will start to see that.
Get it on!
I think one of the biggest differences about playing Survivor in the new era is it is a sprint. The second your feet hit the sand, the game is on, which means follow your instinct and just go play.
No matter what twists come my way, keep your torch alive.
Risk it or go home. What are you doing here? If you want to play safe, sit on your couch.
Survivor 46 may go down as the best season of the new era. All of these levels and layers just add up to this great gameplay, and that's what you're going to see this season. Gameplay like no other.
Would you ever do that show?
I'll just stay on the couch.
Yeah, the tropical island getaway seems nice, but
yes, the challenges,
no, not so much. Well, don't miss the 2-hour season premiere of Survivor tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on CBS and WISC-TV. A lot of people are loving the warmer weather, but the unusual temps are sparking some concerns about fire danger.
We have a message from the DNR about what you can do to avoid starting a major fire.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% off everything is happening now. Don't miss out. Complete your laundry room. Save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream deck and get 11% off Ultra Deck composite decking. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% off everything is happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. Moving forward.
30 degrees is normal. I would say today isn't.
Certainly isn't.
She's exactly right.
Wisconsinites soaked up the sun while they could today ahead of an expected 50-degree swing in temperature in just 12 hours.
And the countdown begins. Our weather words today, very appropriate. 2 seasons in one day.
Let's send it out to the weather patio. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano is tracking alert day conditions. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Charlotte, still very nice out here, but there are parts of our area that have already started to see that temperature fall. Out west in Prairie du Chien, 52 degrees, and not far in Boscobel, it is still at 70. And just to the west of Prairie du Chien, temperatures are already in the 40s and 30s in portions of Iowa. Now, we have alert day conditions, not just for the falling temperatures, but also for the possibility of severe weather. Now, the severe weather will mostly stay to the south and east of Madison, but for those of you in Rock County and also Jefferson County, expect to see some possible severe weather. High winds, hail, maybe even an isolated tornado is possible this evening. But alert day conditions for everyone will be during the overnight hours, as those temperatures will fall by 50 degrees. That is correct, possibly even more than 50 degrees. We're going to see temperatures in the teens by tomorrow morning, and that will cause any wet roads to likely freeze over. And we also could see about an inch of snowfall. So looking at the current radar, there is a tornado watch to the south of our area, but fairly close to those of you in southern Rock County, so don't be surprised if you see a possible tornado warning in your area. But the bigger risk will be the hail. Some rain is already starting to form in the southwestern portion of the state, but the bulk of the precipitation will happen in the next few hours, kind of between 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So we are going to see some thunderstorms, and you can kind of see some of that precipitation. But look how close the snow is already to our area. The temperatures are going to fall very dramatically, and their snow is expected before we get to tomorrow morning. So here's a look at the severe weather outlook, mostly to the south and east of Madison. A marginal risk for portions of Greene, Dane, and Dodge County, pretty much for all of Rock and Jefferson County. And a slight risk in the southeastern portion of Jefferson and Rock County, with an enhanced risk in the far southeastern portion of Rock County. So the further south and east you're located, the better chance you will see that severe weather. And I'll take you through the timing of that coming up a little bit later.
Well, as temperatures rise and more people get outside early this week, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources asked the public to stay vigilant and avoid burning because of high fire danger statewide.
Our Catherine Merck joins us live to tell us what a ranger says will be the best ways to avoid a serious fire. Catherine.
Brady and Charlotte, right now I'm outside and I barely even need a light jacket. It's a very atypical February early evening, and it's been a very atypical last couple of winter months. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources tells me that a lack of snow, rain, and other forms of accumulation have made for very dry conditions, which causes a high wildfire risk throughout the entire state right now. And that's because of conditions like where I'm standing in front of right now. You see, this is a lot of dry, dead grass, other plants, twigs. And so something as small as a cigarette or a very tiny ember or blaze could expand miles in these current conditions. Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5 and 6 o'clock, I spoke with a fire ranger who's going to give you the top 3 tips to make sure you can avoid a fire event in these conditions. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Catherine. Governor Tony Evers says he's prepared to veto a bill that would have provided tens of millions of dollars to fight PFAS pollution, but it would also have cut the State Department of Natural Resources enforcement power. Evers called the bill a poison pill and criticized the Republican-led legislature for blocking the $125 million for PFAS mitigation that was agreed to during budget negotiations. The governor urged Republican lawmakers to reach a compromise in order to unlock that funding.
Stocks closed flat today as investors wait on inflation news that might affect an interest cut rate. The Dow Industrials lost nearly 97 points, while the Nasdaq gained 59 and the S&P was up 8.
In downtown Beloit, both the small business economy and the housing market are struggling.
Officials have a plan to tackle both at once. Our Maddie Heimsch has more on a new grant program.
The Downtown Upper Floor Housing Grant Program was approved by Beloit City Council last week. Officials hope it will lead to community growth in more ways than one. The city is allocating $12 million to help create housing, offering a 50% match of up to $30,000 to any property owners who turn their upper levels into housing units.
Our downtown has been very vibrant. We've seen a renaissance down here in the last 10, 15 years, and we know that people want to live downtown. So we are hoping that as we increase the number of units available, that we'll see more and more people living downtown and supporting our community.
Sarah Locke, Strategic Communications Director for the city, said developments would be mutually beneficial. The more business owners who devote their upper levels to housing, the more residents will become frequent customers, boosting individual businesses and the overall city economy. We'll learn more about those businesses on News 3 Now at 6. Reporting in Beloit, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Well, money is one big reason that prevents many students from going to college.
Up next, we'll bring you an amazing story of generosity that's geared to help change the landscape at an East Coast institution. When Live at 4 continues.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
The Big Shares Tuesday, March 5th. This online day of giving hosted by Community Shares of Wisconsin is an easy way for you to support nearly 70 local nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Donate now through March 5th at thebigshare.org.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Tailored for your news the way you want it with a customizable home page. Stay informed effortlessly. Swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. And fast-loading pages ensure that you get news updates instantly. Download the Channel 3000 News app today. Your gateway to news your way. Powered by News 3 Now.
Take a look at this. A muggle has their hands on a piece of magical history. This uncorrected proof copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone sold for nearly $14,000 at auction. Notably, this edition has the author's name wrong, listing J.A. Rowling on the cover instead of J.K. Rowling. It's believed to be one of 200 ever printed. Now, get this. The seller purchased the proof for pennies at a bookstore 27 years ago in London. Decades later, waving their magic wand and turning the treasure into extra galleons.
That's a good ROI, right?
Yeah, what an investment.
Well, speaking of investments, medical students in New York City are celebrating a gift of staggering generosity, one that will take the financial burden off generations of aspiring doctors. There were cheers and tears after the announcement at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York. That's where 93-year-old Ruth Gottsman is making one of the largest donations ever to a medical school in the U.S. The retired professor's billion-dollar gift will cover the cost of tuition for every future student. Tuition that had been more than $59,000 a year. And the school is in the Bronx. That's New York City's poorest county. And the savings will be life-changing.
For a minute, I was just staring blankly, like I was processing. But then I started to think about what it could mean for my family and taking care of my mom throughout medical school and being able to take care of her after I graduate.
Beginning in August, all students will attend the medical school for free. Current fourth-year students will be reimbursed for the 2024 semester. Gottsman says she hopes her gift will create a more diverse student body to include people who would not have been able to manage the cost of medical school. Well, we hope you had an opportunity to enjoy today's warm weather because tomorrow's a completely different story. We'll have an update on your forecast.
And it's not too late to go outside and get some exercise, and there's a really good reason why. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Pothoff joins us next, right after the break.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Backyard living season is here. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will also get free shipping.
Washington's proposed capital regulation comes with a steep price tag, and they're forcing Americans to foot the bill. Their new plan will make loans more expensive, increasing the cost of mortgages and car payments. And it will hurt small businesses, making it harder for them to access credit, meet payroll, and run their operations. All while budgets are already stretched by inflation and an uncertain economy. Washington needs to know this capital regulation is another bill Americans can't afford.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Enjoy a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Oh, hey, there's a look up at Fargo.
Oh, it looks a little snowy there, don't you know?
A little chilly up there, Margie.
Oh, you know, just don't get the raincoat. Just don't, it's overpriced raincoat.
Stay away from those wood chippers.
Okay, 4 degrees out there. Okay, so we know without question there are so many benefits of exercise.
And according to new research, the ladies out there are reaping those benefits more than the men.
And here to tell us more is UW Health Dr. Jeff Pothoff. Now, many studies are already showing that exercise doesn't affect men the same way as it does women.
Yeah, but this one is, I mean, really unfair to the boys. So if we look at this study... But this was a fair
study, okay?
It's a fair study, but it's unfair to the boys. I think when we look at this study, it's a pretty well done study, a lot of people in it. And if you're a woman and you exercise moderately to vigorously for about 2.5 hours a week, your all-cause mortality, so dying for any reason at all, goes down by 24%. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
If you're a boy or if you're a male and you do the same thing, you see benefit, but you only see about 15% reduction in all-cause mortality. Now, if you take the boys and you exercise them to their max reduction, so 5 hours a week, which is a fair bit, they see an 18% reduction in mortality.
And it's still not up to the women's 24%.
No, and if you're a woman and you want that same 18%, you don't have to exercise 5 hours a week, just an hour and 40 or hour and 30 minutes. So
look at
there it is.
All right, I'll take that.
there you go. Researchers don't know exactly why. There could be differences in baseline characteristics, other things that women are doing, other things in these populations that draw this difference out. But on its face, it looks as if women are more efficient with their exercise. They get the benefit at a much lower level of exertion or a lower investment of time in exercise than males do.
I was reading that generally exercise affects women differently than men because of our bodies, that we have more capillaries.
Yeah, there's increased flow to like the muscle tissue, so the capillaries. So does that make you a more efficient exerciser? Maybe, we don't know. There's obviously hormonal differences between men and women, so that could be part of it. It could be that maybe it's not so much that the women are actually exercising less, but maybe women are doing a whole bunch of other things like running errands and otherwise being active when they're not counting it as exercise. That maybe, you know, makes these numbers a little bit closer. But the study's pretty interesting.
I feel like I need to get moving, you know, just do some lifting, keep going.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, it seems like, you know, hard exercise. So is this like the point, just to get moving, get your body moving?
Absolutely. So in this study, moderate exercise is like walking at a brisk pace, things like that. When they looked at vigorous exercise for the women, so that would be like, you know, running on a treadmill or, you know, run around outside, what we'd consider vigorous, 75 minutes a week was enough to get that mortality benefit.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
It doesn't.
You know, but it is hard. I mean, people are so busy, it's hard to fit that in at times, but
I think, you know, it seems like a manageable goal, right? Like, can I get 2.5 hours of physical activity in a week? I think on the flip side, once you get past 5 hours a week, there's not a lot of benefit. And then eventually there starts to be, you know, unintended consequences. So it's not like more is always better. You know, you kind of max out at 5 hours a week, but 2.5 hours a week of exercise is a really good target.
So besides lowering your risk of dying from anything, you know, so like if you were to label all of those things, cardiovascular health, for one.
Mental well-being.
Oh my gosh,
absolutely.
Yeah,
pretty much anything good or that makes your life better is typically accentuated by exercise. So, I mean, diet and exercise, we talk about it all the time, but the exercise component is a really big piece of this. Even moderate physical activity, if you can do it for a couple hours a week, makes you feel better, you live longer, and you're able to do things later into life that you enjoy doing because you have some physical fitness to do it.
Good.
Self-preservation.
Absolutely.
We're going to do that. Thank you very much, Dr. Pothoff.
Anytime.
Well, it's been a great day to get outside and do some exercise, but big changes are coming. Jacob's here with your first warn forecast.
Yeah, tomorrow may not be quite as good of a day as we are going to see that big temperature drop. Now, looking at the alert day conditions for the severe weather, mostly to the southeast of Madison, we could see some high winds, maybe some large hail as well. Isolated tornado is possible, but looks like the tornado threat will stay mostly to the south. Now, alert day conditions for our entire area will begin tonight, or some areas it's already beginning, as we're going to see those temperatures fall by over 50 degrees possibly, and any wet roads will likely freeze over, and we also could see about an inch of snow that will make more hazardous travel conditions during your Wednesday morning commute. So here's a look at the severe weather outlook. Marginal risk for areas just to the southeast of Madison, and also a line extending from the south southwest to the northeast. And the further southeast you get, the higher the severe weather risk gets. So slight risk for portions of Rock and Jefferson County. In the far southeastern portion of Rock County, there's actually an enhanced risk. This is actually the first time an enhanced risk has been put into effect in Wisconsin in the month of February. And our biggest threat will be the hail, as we have about a 15% chance to see a severe level hail within 25 miles of the yellow location, and a 30% chance for those in the red. And we also could see significant hail in some of these black lined areas, indicating that we could see hail up to 1 3/4 inch in diameter. Now, this is mostly the strongest storms will stay to the southeast, but it is important to know that those of you in Rock and Jefferson County could see some of these storms. Right now, there's a tornado watch to the southeast of our area. Once again, very close to Rock and Jefferson County, so don't be surprised if you see some tornado warnings for your areas. So here's a look at the forecast. The strongest storms will occur kind of between around 6 p.m. to 8:30, kind of maybe even extending to 9 p.m. for those east of Madison. It looks like there will be kind of one chance to see this severe weather, so there's not going to be multiple rounds of it. One round will move through, and then as the temperatures fall, there won't be as much as a severe weather risk. But there is going to be some snowfall later in the night that could produce about an inch of snow at most. And as I mentioned, that could create some hazardous travel conditions for your Wednesday morning. But that snow will clear out rather quickly. Much of tomorrow will actually be completely sunny. Now here's a look at that temperature drop. Right now we're near 70. Could be in the 40s and 30s by the time we get to the end of the evening. Before midnight, we may be dropping into the 30s already. And then by tomorrow morning, we're going to see those temperatures dropping into the teens. And winds will also increase throughout the night. And with the cold temperatures, we could be seeing wind chill values below 0 just 12 hours after we're in the 70s, especially for those of you west of Madison. That's where the coldest air will occur. So a wild change in temperatures, but it is going to warm up after that. We'll be back above average. 40s on Thursday, 50s on Friday, 60s and possibly record highs for the weekend, as we have another chance of storms on Monday, with cooler but still above average temperatures for the middle of next week. I do want to point out that the unofficial record for the biggest temperature change in Madison is 53 degrees. Right now, the forecast is bringing in around a 55-degree temperature swing. Now, that's not official, but still worth knowing that this is one of the strongest temperature changes in Madison's history. We'll be right back.
If you've had a classic Reuben before, then Arby's Reuben will taste quite familiar. But if you haven't, man, oh man, are you in for a wild ride? Arby's, we have the meats.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Does your roof look great from the ground, but yet it's still leaking? We see roofs every day that look great, but the important details weren't done correctly. With the average cost of a replacement roof being north of $25,000, that might not be what you need. Let one of our specialists give you a free 16-point inspection and let you know exactly what's really wrong with your roof and show you how we can restore it, saving you thousands. Remember, when you think roofing, think Larson, Wisconsin's best roofing experience.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks, Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
A chance of thunderstorms early this evening will give way to a dramatic fall in temperatures and a chance of snow overnight. At 5, I'll let you know how cold it'll get.
Then Macy's unveils its bold new strategy to chase luxury and downsize. But will it resonate with shoppers? That's next at 5.
Thursday at 10. It's a prescription you won't find on pharmacy shelves. I'll take you inside of a local hospital where healing hands are hard at work. We'll see why this program is making a powerful difference.
It's life-giving both ways.
Thursday at 10.
In medical news today, children who use tobacco are more likely to attempt suicide.
That is according to researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital who looked at nearly 9,000 preteens. They found kids who used tobacco were at a 3 to 5 times increased risk of suicide attempts. Alcohol, cannabis, or prescription drugs use did not have the same risk. Most pediatricians say it's their job to identify substance use disorders and refer patients for off-site treatments. But only 1 in 5 say it's their responsibility to treat the patient. Those are the findings of a new survey in JAMA Pediatrics. Of nearly 500 pediatricians, less than half said they feel prepared to even counsel children on opioid use.
And scientists around the globe agreed 2023 was the hottest year on record. And now a new study finds a strong association with hot temperatures and preterm birth. Australian scientists looked at more than 1 million births over 20 years. Women exposed to extreme heat in the 3rd trimester were more likely to give birth early. Exposure during the first 2 trimesters did not carry the same risk.
And we'll be back after this.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sonobello.
With Sonobello, day 1, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up.
Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sonobello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just 1 visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sonobello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show, Bikorama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Spring is coming, so is the 28th annual Bikorama, and admission is free.
Dozens of factory reps from all the major brands will be on hand to answer your questions about the new 2024 model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Test ride e-bikes on huge indoor test tracks.
Clothing, helmets, parts, and accessories up to 90% off. Half price inner tube.
All bicycles include free local service.
The 28th annual Bikorama.
Bikorama, March 8th, 9th, and 10th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
And that wraps up today's Live at 4.
Stick around for News 3 Now at 5. Here's what's in our coverage moving forward.
New on channel3000.com, a trial began today for one of the 2 men charged in a deadly shooting on Madison's Far East Side from last summer. Download our news app for that story and much more.
And next at 5, prices for new cars are starting to ease after skyrocketing during the pandemic. Tune in for the best vehicles on the road today. We appreciate you watching Live at 4, and we do hope to see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.